We do have a few, what you might call Ozarks Originals, religious denominations that are or were headquartered in the Ozarks or had their beginnings in the Ozarks. In the case of the Missouri Synod Lutheran Church, if you remember when we talked about some of the early German immigration to the region, we talked about the old so-called Saxon Lutheran colony of Perry County, Missouri. Again, that area where the locals say we're not in the Ozarks, even though physically they're in the region of the Ozarks. But the Missouri Synod Lutheran Church had its beginnings there in that community and is one of the largest Lutheran bodies in the United States today. It's also a conservative Lutheran denomination. The Assemblies of God, of course, is headquartered here in Springfield. It's the largest Pentecostal organization in the world, I believe. The Assemblies of God is. It was founded in just before World War I. It was actually founded down in Arkansas, but very soon they moved their headquarters here to Springfield. And of course, we know there are lots and lots and lots of Assembly of God churches in the Ozarks, especially here in southwest Missouri, but you find them everywhere. And these are Pentecostal churches. The Assemblies of God are on the Pentecostal spectrum, would be more, I guess you would call them more of your modernized, maybe less conservative Pentecostals. And I'm using that term in relatively, relative to some other Pentecostal groups. It wouldn't. They're certainly less conservative than the Pentecostal Church of God, which up until a couple of years ago was headquartered in Joplin, Missouri, but that is no longer an Ozarks headquartered denomination. They've actually moved since I first taught this class, which was just a couple of years ago. They moved to Texas last year, I believe it was. They didn't leave because of the tornado. They had actually decided to leave Joplin before the tornado, and God just reinforced their decision, I guess, when that happened. And that may be how they looked at it. I wouldn't, I don't know. But this was a conservative, much smaller denomination than the Assemblies of God, and they are no longer headquartered in the Ozarks, though there are still some of their churches in the Ozarks, the Pentecostal Church of God. And then also headquartered here in Springfield is the Baptist Bible Fellowship International. It's a conservative fundamentalist Baptist denomination that had one very famous member. No, not Ashcroft. I think John Ashcroft is Assembly of God, I think. Yeah, Evangel. That's Evangel University is the Assemblies of God college. Yeah.
Isn't there a Baptist Bible College in Springfield?
It is affiliated with the Baptist Bible Fellowship International, and Jerry Falwell was their most famous alum. And
Northtown.
yeah, it's up on Kearney or somewhere in there. I don't know the exact corner. It's on, north part of town. Yeah. And but Jerry Falwell went to college there in the 50s when they started the college, and of course he became one of the best known preachers in America for many years. And he died just a few years ago. Hadn't been too long ago. Falwell is probably best remembered for founding what was called the Moral Majority back in the 70s, and helping infuse politics with conservative Christian values, which is a major issue today now, more than 30 years after the Moral Majority was founded. So he certainly left his stamp on the American political scene and the American religious scene. But that is again, a fundamentalist Baptist group that's still headquartered here in the Ozarks, and it's a small. I mean, it's nowhere near as large as the Southern Baptist Convention or there are lots of other Baptist groups that are larger, but because of Falwell, they probably had a greater influence than their numbers would suggest. These are a couple of the sites from Missouri Synod Lutheran country over in Perry County. That's the old Saxon Lutheran Memorial, the old log building underneath that. And Frona is a small town over there, and Altenburg is as well.